Well, good morning, afternoon, wherever you're at. I got my typical drink, my caffeine, NOS, and really don't have a game plan for the stream. I really don't. Just kind of off the cuff, doing it live, the whole nine. So, figured why not. So, this week in cryptocurrency has not exactly been full of action. Bitcoin's kind of got stagnant, and it hasn't been as fun a ride, so to speak. It's better than, the 3,000, 4,000 when we were sitting at the 6,000s for a long time. Definitely better than that, but profitability-wise, mining, most of us are still profitable. Not everyone, depending on your environment, where you're at, whether you're a small, mid, or large-scale mining operation. Which I got to find that article about that I talked about in a recording of a previous video, but I just decided to axe it. So this week started off where on the 22nd of June, which would have been Monday, we started to have a nice little pump up from around the 9,300 range, got all the way up to almost up to 9,800, and that was just in one Monday. Right, so I think the stock markets were doing a little bit good at that time. I'm not a stock market professional, nor do I claim to be. And of course, we saw the stock market started to pull back and everything, and Bitcoin did too. Not saying that they're correlated, but lately, people who are in stocks and crypto, to balance their books, so to speak, are buying and selling as they want throughout both markets. So now, most of the week, from the 22nd on, we were, to about the 24th, we were sitting around that 96, 97 range, and then we dropped again on the 24th. When did the 24th end? So right on the end of the 24th, we were sitting around back down to the 9,200 range, and then we dropped even further to 9,000 and pulled back up. So not much volatility, but we did have a significant drop, which it was a good entry point if you didn't DCA in. And then pump back up, and now we're sitting again at this like 91, 92, 93. So we can't get out of this zone, and this chart right here is a little bit concerning to me, because if you look at the stock RSI, and I'm not a trader, and I'm not a professional, I've learned TA, and I'm studying, and I'm working on it. When you usually see this downturn, that means a drop is coming, and that's what happened. Same thing with the RSI. So we might, unfortunately, pull down or pull back a little bit more than where we're at, which is not what I want to see. I want to see us pump slowly, progressively, over time, not just full bull run, because usually when we have a bull run like that, it's either being manipulated or people are panic buying, and that can cause a negative atmosphere in the cryptocurrency community. So a progressive uptick would be beneficial. But right now we're just sitting on this cusp, and either we're going to drop, which that's my speculation, my opinion only. We're probably going to drop maybe to the 82, 86 range if we do drop. And then we might see some significant returns, because, every time we get below that 9,000, there's a lot of people there providing support, trying to keep us above the 9,000 because they don't want to see the Vegeta memes. So right now, between the stock market and crypto market, there's a lot of negative, not energy, but talk, so to speak, about the markets and what's going to happen. I found this article interesting, too. This is, I believe, only impacting UK clients only. So Crypto.com, you have the card, I believe it's the MCO or Crypto.com card. Well, they use a company called Wildcard. And long story short, and I might put this article in the description, but long story short, they basically fluffed the books and made it seem like they had a lot more assets than they really did. and they got called out by some regulator. I can't remember the name. And so that wildcard company has been put into insolvency, basically the step before bankruptcy. And so a lot of the UK funds, or UK holders' funds, or Crypto.com's funds got on hold. I wouldn't take my word for it. I would do some research, especially if you're in the UK, because there might be some more stuff to it. Let's see. This article was updated in a statement from Merzik that was published on Thursday. Let's see if I can figure out and read this to you. Alright, so the card issuer said it had no choice other than to begin insolvency proceedings, and it's faced with impending insolvency and over indebtedness. So cooking the books, making it fluff, making it look like they have more assets than it really did. 2.1 billion. The management board has come to a conclusion that a positive going concern forecast cannot be made in the short time available. Thus, the company's ability to continue as a going concern is not assured, Wildcard said. Wildcard's share price tanked 80% when the news came out, and it admitted that it could not account for a quarter of the balance sheet, around 2.1 billion. Cannot account for 2.1 billion. Just poor handling of money. So Wildcard has been a long, primary card issuer for 10x and Crypto.com. 10x spokesperson told CoinDesk this week that customers' funds, both crypto and fiat, had not been affected by the Wildcard scandal. So not maybe directly impacted, but that kind of sucks, man. They haven't commented. Crypto.com hasn't commented. We're still staying totally silent on this. I guess they're looking at all the facts and all the information provided. But I'm not sure. I don't have a card from Crypto.com, nor am I a UK user. But I wonder how that's going to impact them in the long haul. Not really sure. I want to find this one article. I can't remember the name. Oh my god. What was their name? DMG? No. DMG. I think it is DMG blockchain. Hang on. Let me see if I can Google that. DMG blockchain. So if I'm remembering this correctly, DMG blockchain alright, so DMG blockchain is trying to get power from the US. Let's see here. So the US Department of Energy is not wanting to give power to DMG blockchains, or not to accept a bid to export US electricity to Canada, and it's moved to intervene. The group's energy program director, Tyson, and climate program director, David, co-wrote the letter. DMG blockchain has aggressively expanded in cryptocurrency mining capacity in recent months. On May 27th, the data center operator tripled its fleet of ASIC miners from adding 1,000 M30s to 2 days later applied for permission to export U.S. electricity, writing that its 15 megawatt mining operation will grow to 60 megawatts in the next year. The DMG application is unique in that it represents a maiden effort by an energy-hungry cryptocurrency mining industry to import electricity from the United States to Canada to meet its significant power demands. I want to think about that for a second. So, we're a world that is running out of fossil fuels, so to speak. We're trying to go clean. I know the U.S. hasn't been as vocal about it, especially with the new current leadership. But we're a world that has no choice but to move to some type of clean energy. Solar, hydro, wind, whatever it may be. As more miners come on board, we're going to use more electricity. And in certain cities, some more than others, because they might have cheaper prices, stuff like that. When that demand goes up, when there's like a peak time during the day, what happens is say, for example, up in North Florida, we have a nuclear power plant. We may have to, at peak times, burn coal in order to sustain or provide the electricity to the city. So that's not really energy efficient. That's not really green friendly. Green to the environment, so to speak. So as the demand picks up, we may have to kick on some of these old-fashioned, plants to provide the electricity demand for the country, city, state, whatever it may be. So we got a big guy like this trying to get energy from the U.S. It's kind of a catch-22. I think the U.S. should allow the mining operation to have the electricity that they are applying for, but at the same time, depending on the location they're getting their power from, what does that do to the surrounding community, the surrounding environment, the people within it? So it's kind of a catch-22, especially with growing demand and an outdated electrical grid that we have here in the U.S. U.S. cryptocurrency miners are struggling to meet their own power demands. They warn DOE an approval could trigger a rush in foreign cryptocurrency miners looking to export U.S. electricity. So, from my understanding, I don't think there would be a rush, because most operations or most people that have large-scale or mid-scale operations are moving out of the U.S. to get cheaper electricity elsewhere. So, we'll see how that goes. But I thought that was interesting because the U.S. is stopping them, so to speak, to give them electricity. As far as the mining profits, because this current market is kind of stagnant, depends on your rigs, your setup. Say, for example, yes, what to mine is an actual. This is an estimate with 6 GTX 1660 Ti's or Supers or something similar. Ravencoin, Swap, Zcoin, Cero, Ryo, of course Ethereum Classic. You can't go wrong with that, because it doesn't matter if you're on Nvidia or AMD. Those are going to be the most profitable coins to mine. Some type of Ethereum-based token. Well, primarily Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. I can't speak for the other ETH hash tokens. I know Quark Chain's been up there for a minute. And if you're not aware, my channel puts out a video about once a month. I collect the data, not just from what to mine, not just from coincalculators.io. I have an actual spreadsheet that I compiled the data of what is the most profitable coin to mine, looking at the past. So we're gathering the data for the entire month. I come out with a video. I provide that to the community, and I'm going to continue to do that every month until the end of the year, and then do a overview or an overall review of the entire year of 2020, which has not been a good year, so to speak. Yes, we're higher than we normally were in the downturn of 2018 and stuff like that, but it's nowhere near our 2017 dream that we had, so to speak. So with 6 GTX 1660 Ti's, you're still making, with 10 cent per kilowatt hour, you're still making around $2 of profit. Whether you're mining Swap, Ravencoin, Zcoin, it really depends on the coin project, the pool, all that stuff. There's a lot of variables that go into the actual profitability. So the key here is to get the most efficiency. Now with the 6 RX 580s, Ethereum Classic, Quark, all those coins have been the most profitable, and they still continue to be. Even in the stagnant market, what we're seeing here is the altcoins, yes, they're in the red, but against the BTC value, some of them are starting to pick up. Because last time, excuse me, it wasn't last time. Energy drinks making me burp. So it wasn't last time, but it was the time before that. We saw Bitcoin pump, but the altcoins not follow. They actually went down. Most recently, I started to see Bitcoin move up, right? But the altcoins were following its tracks. We need something like that. We want Bitcoin to progressively pump up, and we want the altcoins to follow suit. We do not want the opposite. Even though most in the trading community may have a portion of their portfolio or a decent size of their portfolio in Bitcoin, most of us miners are mining these altcoins to either transact or exchange for Bitcoin or one of the top 10 tokens or whatever, or we're hanging on to it because we believe in the project. And I have a few of those projects I will continue to support no matter what, and a few of those projects that I do hope for some type of not big payday, but that they grow, that they do well, and they have some type of utility in the end for the world. Because in my opinion, cryptocurrency, the whole point of it is to essentially give the people the power. You know, we're the whole point of Satoshi making this type of coin is that the government fucked up. Excuse my language. I know this is not kid friendly. If you're a child, please turn this off. But the government screwed up. They screwed up. And people in 2018 were getting tired of the government misusing, misrepresenting, abusing their powers. And cryptocurrency as a whole is the capability for users to control and manage their own money. Yes, now we have Robinhood, Webull, Cash App that allow users to buy incremental shares of a particular company and make money that way, which is good because you open up the stock market to a larger group. But cryptocurrency is, depending on the token, depending on the community, depending on the project itself, decentralized, and is really, in my mind, restoring power to the people. Unfortunately, it is young. It is in its infancy. It can be manipulated. It can be used for wrong, but it can be used for good. When I say it can be used for wrong, it's nowhere near what a dollar can do. I mean, I could go take this money right now, go down the road, and go pick up whatever drug of my choice. So it doesn't matter. They can't argue that, you know, Bitcoin is used for this, that, and the other negative context. It's any currency really could be used, and it's up to that individual to make the right choice with the currency they have. But needless to say, we're in a stagnant market. The altcoins are not doing so good. Batch is actually doing it's on a tear right now. Basic attention token, I got a notification last night, and that guy is on a nice little tear right now. And I do have my bots making some trades, which is, by the way, this is 3 commas, and I don't think you can get into it anymore for free. Instead, they have 3C exchange, which I made a video on that not too long ago. Not 3C exchange, but 3 commas and what I do during a downturn market to still stack sats and increase my holdings in my bags. But basic attention tokens on a nice little tear, and my long bot is doing a really good job right now. So I'm gonna let that ride out. It started to pump up when? Just recently, actually. Well, it started on Friday. It is slowly but slowly. I know it's only like 27 cents, 29 cents, but basic attention token, you can earn it with Brave Browser. You can trade it. There's a number of different ways to earn it. People can tip you if your website is supported, which I actually got. Somebody tipped me on Twitter. I don't know how they tipped me, Twitter or YouTube, but my channels support the capability to accept BAT, basic attention token. So if you feel like tipping, feel free. But it's nice to see it getting some traction, because for a second there it was getting nowhere. See, look, it already dropped a few percentage. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully the other altcoins can pick up when Bitcoin starts to rise. But as far as like trading predictions, I'm not a professional, I'm not an expert, but I can safely say that if we do not move up soon, we are going to drop down for sure. If we do not move up by the end of this weekend, we're probably going to drop by the end of this weekend. And that's not a good thing. Of course, that's more buying opportunities for us, but it's hit and miss, so we'll have to see. We'll really have to see. I just hope that the altcoins follow suit. If you're unaware of what you can do during a stagnant market or a sideways market, there's plenty of opportunities out there. I made a video. So many of our great YouTubers have made videos out there. You can earn interest on coins. You can set up a master node. You can trade. You can do bot trading. You can do manual trading. If you're going to do bot trading, I would recommend do manual trading first. Get used to it so you can set up the bot the way you want. There's so many different ways to stack your sats. You know, you could dollar cost average. When we have a dip below 9,000 again, maybe throw another $20 into it, grab some more BTC, whatever is your choice. But there's some promising projects out there. I can say that. There's some promising projects out there right now. It's going to take some time. One that I got my eye on, and it's actually going to happen tomorrow, is Beam. Beam Crypto. It should be tomorrow. Excuse me. It should be tomorrow. It may not be tomorrow. But we're looking for a certain block height. And where are we at right now? So it might be tomorrow. Yeah. So we're looking for block height 777777. That's what we're looking for. I did a video about the upcoming fork. If you haven't updated your wallets, please go ahead and update. Get on board. I'm interested to see how Beam Hash 3 works. I want to start mining it. I want to see how my cards do compared to Beam Hash 2. I got a couple of 1070s, 1660 Ti, 1080 Ti, 2080, RX 5700. But we'll see. We will see. But I'm excited to see what Beam does. I'm excited for the future. There was some parts in here that I talked about in a previous video about the fear of ASICs taking over. And because Beam Hash 3 is going to be the last fork or algorithm that they're forking to. And I'm not personally concerned about it because, one, I don't think too many manufacturers want to build ASICs to mine Beam. And two, it wouldn't be cost effective for them right now. It would be something that they have to do later on or in the long term. So I'm not really too worried about it. Good job, Savage. Updated your Beam wallet. Yeah, I updated mine not too long ago as well. You can just go to the official website. If you want, check out my channel. I have a video, and in the description is all the links you need for the article from Medium, the official website to download the wallet and sources. And last thing I want to talk about with you guys before we move on is I have a certain problem, and I don't know how to explain it. Now I'm sending this video to Matt, my buddy. He's an electrician, a licensed electrician here in North Florida. Savage Mind is doing something, or he did something to set up his PDU, so this may be relevant, and it is something that I plan to do in the future. But let me play this clip for you real quick and mute the microphone so that way I don't bug you guys. Hey Matt, I know it's going to seem like a lot, but let me try to explain it real quick. So this mining rig, which is roughly pulling about 1,000 watts of electricity, has been mining successfully there for a long time. You can tell it's on that breaker panel area. This one I just put up for testing. It's maybe 350, 400, but it's got a 1,200 watt power supply. And what it's doing is it keeps tripping my master bedroom, which is protected by a, I believe it's a AFCI GS. All right. So this breaker, and excuse the mess, I'm sorry for the laundry and shit, but yes, I live in a house, I have a family. I'm not just a straight up YouTuber with a studio. I just make content for the community to try to help out in some form or fashion. But I changed out this breaker. It's an AFCI. It's a 15 amp just for this room, and you can see that switch right there, that button. The breaker keeps tripping every time the 1,200 watt kicks on, no matter if it's on a different breaker altogether. It's tripping it, and I'm not sure why. It shouldn't be. They're not tied together. They're not it's not on the same line. I know some rooms are piggybacked or connected, but it should be on its own breaker. However, when that 1200 watt, I'm not even sure if the power supply is good. I may change it out to my main system that we're recording on now or streaming on now and see if it also causes issues. Because when the 1200 watt, and it's a good power supply, Seasonic is good power supply, but when it comes on, it automatically would trip this room right here. So my internet would go down, the lights would go out, the TV would go off, the boys would complain, the wife will complain, internet's not on, blah, 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 blah. But it was just this room. It would trip only this room, and I believe there's another room that has an AFCI. So it's an arc fault circuit protector, basically. So something is making it think something is arcing, but I'm not pulling too much power on that mining rig for what the outlet can handle. I took cards off. I sold cards, so there's no way I'm pushing it. When I used to run all 8 cards on there around 1200 watts, now I'm less than that, so there's no way that mining rig is causing it. So I'm gonna try turning off that mining rig. I'm gonna try turning on because that Vada frame, the 6 GPU one, is the one I built from the competition with Savage Mine, Red Panda, I believe Lifer was there. No, Miner Tips was there, and Not Your Normal Miner with Mikkel hosting. And I want to get it up and running. I want to make that my current AMD setup, because when the new Nvidia GPUs come out, I'm going to add it to that rig that's out there. And any AMD's GPU count, I want to add to the 6 GPU rig until I upgrade to Savage Mine's 8 GPU card rig, which I do plan on doing in the future, but I need good power. Now, Savage Mine yesterday in the stream talked about how he got his PDU set up and what he had to use. This is something that I have in my Amazon favorites, which I'll bring you guys back in here in a second. I already have everything I need. It's just it's so hot right now that if I have to crawl around that attic, I'm going to get super dehydrated. So I need to, almost like I'm preparing for a competition the day before or something like that. I need to go ahead and eat a bunch of pasta. I need to go ahead and prepare myself, hydrate very well, all that good stuff in advance, because once I get in there, it's gonna kick my ass. Excuse my language. And again, if there's any children, I apologize to your parents, but please, I did not say that this video was child friendly, so you should be following your YouTube rules. Anyways, here's everything I need. So I have a Siemens breaker panel. I got the 30 amp breaker. I have the wire that I need. Now it's 100 foot, but I don't need all 100 foot. And Savage caught my ear with something about voltage drop for every feet or so much, which I want to sit down and talk with him, which I will offline. But this is exactly what I need. So I got the Southwire 10-2, which is 3 wires, right? So you got the ground, you got the black, and you got the white. It's basically a dryer wire that goes to this Leviathan 2620, which is what the PDUs use. And I need to run it all the way from the garage all the way to basically behind me, if I can point right. So where the mining rig is, like if I could cut that wall out, the mining rig is right there. And I need to run it all the way there. The problem with that is I have vaulted ceilings, and so getting along the house on the far edge is going to be a pain in the butt. Now I'm skinny enough. I can do it. Not a problem. I'll put on some long pants. I hate fiberglass. Put on a long sleeve shirt. I'll just sweat through it and do my best. The problem is running the wire down, because that's the exterior side of the house. So if I can't do it that way, I may just go through the facet on the outside of the house and just PVC pipe it all and then run it, drill a hole from the exterior back in. So it's still up in the air, but do you know what's tripping it? That's my question. Before I end this video, do you know what might be tripping it? There's no reason why it should be if it's on a different breaker. I am going to take the breaker panel off. I'm going to make sure all connections are tight. I'm pretty sure they are. The old breaker, believe it or not, the AFCI breaker, the button that you would push to test would not work. And that's the reason why I replaced it. So I replaced it with one that does work, but now it trips. Anytime something else that, let's say, is power hungry, it doesn't do it when my wife is cooking on her cake mixer that draws a lot of power. It only does it when the Seasonic 1200 watt kicks on. So, not sure. If you do know, hit me up. You can hit me up on Twitter, at SerpentXSF. You can hit me up in Discord. I'm in a number of the guys' Discord throughout the crypto space, as well as Gamers Nexus Discord, because I am an enthusiast overclocker. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll link up with Savage Mind offline to calculate for the future on what I'm going to do with this run. But I do plan on doing it. I just want to let it cool down a little bit. Maybe do it like fall, winter in Florida. So it's a little bit cooler, so I don't get destroyed while crawling through the attic, and then kind of take my time and see what I can do from there. But that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully this market will do better. I mean, we're really going down right now, but we only have two choices. If we do not go up by the end of this weekend, we're going to go down. But if we go up by the end of this weekend, we should at least hold what I'm praying for. What I'm really praying for is that 98, 9600 level. Just hold it for a little bit, then pump some more. Hold it for a little bit, pump some more. Not a straight moon boy. Just pump, sit, progressively move up. So we'll see how things turn out. We'll see what happens. But I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I got to go get the car ready. I haven't been making too much content because I have been working on my car. I got to go get the car ready for Mexico tonight. Savage, hit me up. If it doesn't rain, definitely going down. If it does rain, may not do it to next weekend. But I look forward to tomorrow. I believe tomorrow's a competition for Savage Mine and Crypto Mining Lifer to do a build off. The two final contestants to build off, and whoever wins the proceeds from all we have done for the donations for the VetaFrame competition is going to go to the winner's charity of choice. So stay tuned, keep an eye on their channels, and definitely give them a sub. I appreciate you guys stopping out. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later on. Take care. See you online.